And the Indian Sports Network is on the air. Good evening, everybody. This is Kenny Masterson coming to you live from Clopton High School in Clarksville, Missouri, Painesville, Missouri, Pike County, Missouri. We're everywhere. Anyway, we are at the beginning round, the first round of the girls' half of the Class 2 District 5 state tournament, tournament. Yes, wow. Anyway, this is where we are. And this district, like I said, this is Class 2, State of Missouri, District 5. And the schools that are in this district is Clopton High School, the host school, Elsberry High School, Louisiana High School, Mark Twain High School, Paris High School, Silex High School, South Shelby High School, and Van Far High School. And this is the fourth game of the night. They've had all four games here in the high school gymnasium. They started at 4 o'clock this afternoon. First game pitted Clopton, number 2 ranked Clopton versus number 7 ranked Van Far. Clopton won that game. And then at 5:30, the number 3 ranked South Shelby, or the Cardinals, I guess, defeated the Silex Owls. And then at 7 o'clock, it was Paris High School defeating Louisiana High School. And now the final game of the night is Mark Twain High School, number 5 Mark Twain High School versus your number 4 ranked Elsberry Lady Indians. They'll be playing against the Mark Twain Lady Tigers. And the winner of this game will go on and play Paris on, this is Monday. They'll be playing them on Wednesday night. And also on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock will be Clopton versus South Shelby. And at 7:15 will be Paris versus the winner of this game coming up. And so on and so forth until the winners of those two games will play each other for the championship and go on to sectional state games. Right now, though, we still got to play this game. And this actually is a rematch from just a few days ago, I guess 10 days ago. The Elsberry Lady Indians defeated Mark Twain Lady Tigers in Elsberry by a score of 41-34. That was on the 14th of this month, Valentine's Day. The all-time record between these two teams, well, all-time as far as they've been keeping records anyway, is Elsberry 5 games and Mark Twain 8 games. So Elsberry's they are on the lower half of that. Hopefully they can raise that a little bit tonight, make it 6 and 8. The record on postseason meetings, that's during the overall, but on postseason, which is what this is, and it's 2 games for Elsberry and 1 game for Mark Twain. The two teams actually are very evenly matched in most ways. Elsberry is 15-10 on the season, and Mark Twain is 10-14. A little bit off on that, but Mark Twain is a very good team. They put up one heck of a fight 10 days ago when Elsberry played them. So they're nothing to think that, oh, well, Elsberry's, just looking at the record, you would think Elsberry will walk right over them. And maybe they will walk right over them. The other 3 games tonight have been blowouts. For the season, on average, Elsberry's been scoring 38.9 points per game, identical to Mark Twain. Mark Twain has also scored 38.9 points per game this season. Points against, there's a pretty good difference. Elsberry's allowed 36.3 points per game, whereas Mark Twain has allowed 46.4. So 10 points difference on what they've allowed on average. So let's just go ahead and see how they're going to play this out tonight. We've got another 11 minutes till this ball game starts. Let's go ahead and get a couple of commercials in here.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that. But when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Okay. 6 minutes and 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. let's go ahead and go over the starting, or not the starting. Let's go over the rosters of these two schools before this game starts. Playing tonight for the Mark Twain Lady Tigers. Looks like they are going to be the home team, or I'm sorry, the away team in their dark blue uniforms. And Elsberry will be the home team in their white uniforms trimmed with red and black. So anyway, playing for Mark Twain is going to be number 3, Emma Ross. Number 4, Riley Waters. Number 5, Madison Waddell. Number 10, Mackenzie Ogle. Number 12, Hannah Mallory. Number 15, Autumn Arndt. Number 23, Alyssa Ford. Number 24, Elizabeth Trower. Number 25, Audrey Ross. Number 30, Anna Echternaut. Number 32, Kenley Epperson. Number 33, Emily Evans. Number 40, Madison Epperson. And number 44, Adeline Palmer. And let's see, let's pull up the coaches for them. Might as well give this some kudos. And, okay, I would give them some kudos, but I don't have their names. Okay, never mind. I certainly do not have their names. So, okay, on the roster tonight for the Elsberry High School Lady Indians, we have number 2, Tanisha Henderson. Number 4, Peyton Robinson. Number 5, Addison Steele. Number 10, Candace Dow. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler. Number 14, Abby Jenkins. Number 15, Mackenzie Gladney. Number 20, Kelsey Plaster. Number 24, Lily Smith. Number 31, Bella Mawsey. Number 32, Olivia Kinsler. Number 41, Alyssa Love. And number 43, Tyra Henderson. And I can tell you the coaches for Elsberry. The assistant coach is Brittany Koch-Dowell. And the head coach is Carrie Koch-Dowell. And as you can see, they just broke up out there with the captains and coaches meeting with the referees. Still got a little under 4 minutes to go till they start this game. So let's just take another break here.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird looks showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, it looks as though we're getting ready to do the starting lineups now. One thing I didn't mention, I think everybody knows this probably, but with this being district play, this is win or go home. Each game now is the potential last game of the season for any of these teams. All right, starting for Mark Twain Lady Tigers, number 3, Emma Ross. Number 10, Mackenzie Ogle. Number 15, Autumn Arndt. Number 24, Elizabeth Trower. And number 30, Anna Eckernott. Starting for Elsberry, number 2, Tanisha Henderson. Number 4, Peyton Robinson. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler. Number 15, Mackenzie Gladney. And number 43, Tyra Henderson. Trying to see who is, there is somebody missing over there. I don't see Kelsey Flaster. I wonder if she's out sick. I hadn't heard anything. But she is certainly not there. So anyway, it looks like number 30, Anna Eckernott, is going to be jumping for Mark Twain. And Peyton Robinson is going to be jumping for Elsberry. All right. 8 minutes on the clock. Let's get this game started. Ball goes to Kylie Kinsler, and she passes it off to Tiny Henderson. Tyra Henderson now takes it right in for a layup and misses it from right underneath. Let's hope that's not a portender of things to come here. So anyway, the rebound stayed with Elsberry. They get it in deep to Mackenzie Gladney, and she is fouled. That foul is on Autumn Arndt. That's her first foul. Kylie Kinsler throws it in to Tiny Henderson. She brings it around to the point. Peyton Robinson now has it out on the point. Back to Kylie Kinsler. She takes a 15-foot shot. No good, and rebound. Mark Twain. It's Emma Ross with the rebound. Puts it out on the point to Autumn Arndt. I think if I remember right, she's their primary ball handler. They pass it around. And Elizabeth Trower now has the ball. Over to Arndt. Inside deep. And the ball is mishandled, and she is out of bounds. That is Anna Eckernott that kind of slipped a little bit. And the ball's turned over to Elsberry. And Tiny Henderson brings it up the floor. She dribbles it around, being closely guarded. She throws a pass to Peyton Robinson, but it goes through her arms and right out into the outfield. So, once again, Arndt brings it up. Arndt drives in, 10-foot shot, no good. And they're saying the ball was off of Elsberry, so Mark Twain's ball underneath the basket. Still no score in this game. And that ball is off of Mark Twain, thrown out of bounds, and Elsberry will have it. Kinsler throws into Tiny Henderson. No pressure at all from Mark Twain early in this game, at least on a press. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure once they get into the offense. 10-foot shot for Tyra Henderson. And she missed. It was rebounded by Mark Twain. I didn't have the camera over far enough. Rebounded by Mark Twain, and she stepped out of bounds as she rebounded it. So Elsberry throws it into Tyra Henderson. And she mishandles the ball, and it goes out of bounds. So Mark Twain with the ball, and Autumn Arndt brings it up. It's again, still no score, 5:40 to go in the first quarter. Mackenzie Gladney snagged that ball out of the air and gives it to Tiny Henderson, who brings it up fast. She drives in, 10-foot shot, 2 points, Elsberry. So Elsberry breaks through first with 2 points. Mark Twain right underneath, and the shot is blocked. Shot is blocked by Tyra Henderson. Good job there, Tyra. That was Anna Echternaut right underneath for a sure 2 points. Mark Twain's ball underneath. And there is Emma Ross slipping in there for 2 points. Tiny Henderson brings it up with the score tied 2-2. All the way over Kylie Kinzer. She sends it back out to Dowell, who's in the game now. I think Tiny Henderson got away with the travel there. Ball taken away from Peyton Robinson, and she committed a foul trying to get it back. And that's the first foul on Peyton Robinson. 1 foul each for the teams. So Arndt brings it up, passes over to Ogle. And that ball mishandled by, that was Elizabeth Trower that couldn't hold on to the ball. Again, scores 2-2, under 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Tanisha Henderson brings it up the floor. Gives it over to Jenkins, who's in the game now. Candace Dowell takes it up, passes it off, dishes it off to Kinsler. Gets it back out to Tanisha Henderson. Dowell gets it inside to Tyra Henderson, underneath to Kylie Kinsler for 2 points. And now it's brought up by Elizabeth Trower. Get the ball down on the baseline, back out onto the point. And she ran right into Kyla Kinsler, and Kinsler said, "Hello, I'll just take the ball from you." So back up the floor real fast. There's a 3-point for Abby Jenkins, no good, and Mark Twain with the rebound. That's Mackenzie Ogle has the ball. 3 points for Mark Twain, no good, and Tyra Henderson with the rebound. And she brings it up the floor. Passes it off to her sister, Tanisha. 3-point attempt, and it's good for Tyra Henderson. That makes the score 7-2. And Mackenzie Gladney gets ready to come back in. Right underneath is Autumn Arndt for 2 points. Elsberry needs to watch that. She was all alone under there. Tiny Henderson brings it up with a score of 7-4. Dowell has it, and she mishandled the ball, and she gets called for a double dribble. Turns it over to Mark Twain. Get the ball into Arndt. Now Mark Twain's passing it around. And that ball was tipped by Elsberry. Stays with Mark Twain. Right underneath. It was no good. That was Anna Ectornot tried to get the shot. Rebound came down to Tyra Henderson and a Mark Twain girl. Couldn't tell who it was, but anyway, jump ball goes over to Mark Twain. Mark Twain with the ball. Elsberry doing some pretty good defense here. And there was a travel on Arndt. She didn't realize what she did, but what I saw it, what she did was she took a little hop step there. So Tiny Henderson with the ball now. Abby Jenkins. And Abby Jenkins committed a travel. Ball turned over to Mark Twain. And Automart brings it up. And actually, that last travel for Mark Twain was Elizabeth Trower. Get those two girls mixed up. Long shot, no good, and Tiny Henderson up with the rebound. And she dribbles through some traffic, gets it to Mackenzie Gladney, tries to get it over to Tyra Henderson. And they originally called the ball out of bounds off of Elsberry, but now they reversed that. It's off of Mark Twain. So Candace Dowell has the ball out of bounds now. See who she can get the ball into. All the way out to Tiny Henderson. She puts it up for 2 points. In and out, no good. And I believe Kylie Kinser's called for an over-the-back foul. That's one on Kinsler. That's 2 fouls on Elsberry. 1 foul on Mark Twain. Clean game so far. Trower with the ball now. Kinsler jumping in there like she always does. And now Tiny Henderson knocked that ball out of bounds. She broke up the play. And Mackenzie Ogle has the ball out of bounds for Mark Twain now. And she was almost over and back. That was Trower. 3-point attempt for Mark Twain, and it's good. And that's Emma Ross for 3 points. And that ties the score at 7. That is the end of the first quarter. Score is tied 7-7. Let's take a break.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Elsberry Democrat. Log on to www.elsberrydemocrat.com today.
All right. We are back ready to start this second quarter. The second half of the first half. Fresh 8 minutes on the clock. Score is tied 7-7. I better write that down. I want to keep track of this stuff. We have, so far in this game, Tiny Henderson has 2 points, Kylie Kinsler has 2 points, and Tyra Henderson has 3. for Mark Twain. Emma Ross has 5 points and Autumn Arndt has 2. So the ball brought in by Elsberry. Tiny Henderson with it. Gets it back to Dow. Peyton Robinson back in the game now. Kinsler with the ball back to Tiny. Pass is broken up. And Peyton Robinson, or I'm sorry, Candace Dowell grabbed it, but her foot was on the line. 7:42 remaining in the first half. Score is tied at 7. Underneath to Mark Twain, and they couldn't get it. Mark Twain with the rebound. Driving in for Mark Twain is Mackenzie Ogle with 2 points. And Mark Twain takes the lead, set 9-7. A little over 7 minutes to go in the first half. And Dow slid her foot for a travel. Now Mark Twain has the ball. Dow comes out, Tyra Henderson goes in. And now we have Arndt over to Trower, over to Ectonaut. And that was some kind of a fancy play they were going to try there, and the ball went right to Tiny Henderson, and she brought it up the floor. She's working her way in. Tyra Henderson looked at 3, shot 3, and it did not go in. Peyton Robinson with the rebound. Gets it underneath to Kylie Ken. Is that Kylie? Yes, it is. Kylie Kinsler for 2. Makes the score tied at 9. Mark Twain with the ball. They get it in deep. And Tyra Henderson was knocked down. There was no foul called. Ball was last touched by Elsberry. Goes out of bounds to Mark Twain. Cross-court pass to Trower. She puts the ball up. And she's going to get 2 foul shots. See who that foul is on. That foul is on Tanisha Henderson. That's her first. First free throws of the night. Bounces out for Elizabeth Trower. That is amazing how that ball can be inside that basket for so long. And that one bounced out, but Mark Twain with the rebound, puts it up, no good. Another rebound, and all of it comes back to Kylie Kinsler. She gets it over to Tiny Henderson. They bring it up. Tyra Henderson goes up to shoot, and she draws a foul. The shot was blocked, but they fouled her. And so now Tyra Henderson is going to the line. That foul was on Anna Ectonaut, hits her first. Shot is good. Second shot is no good, but Elsberry gets the rebound. Tyra Henderson drives in and trying to get through some defenders, she walked with it. Score is 10-9, 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Mark Twain with the ball and a 1-point deficit. And Mark Twain throws that ball away, turnover back to Elsberry. Very evenly played game so far. Elsberry jumped out with a 5-point lead early. And Mark Twain has come back and tied the game up, and now it's been an even game since. Peyton Robinson for 2, no good. And rebound to Mark Twain. And Peyton Robinson got back and broke up an easy layup. So now Dowell's coming in the game for Tanisha Henderson. Mark Twain with the ball under their basket. Get it right into Ross. No good. And that was Anna Echternot went up for a shot. She couldn't get the shot to drop in, but she did draw a foul. That foul is on Tyra Henderson, her first. First shot is good. She's back for the second shot. Second shot is no good. And Mark Twain saves the ball. And while it was rumbling around, Mark Twain called a timeout. So when we come back, they'll have the ball. Score is tied 10-10. 4:52 remaining in the first half.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, we are back. 4:52 remaining in the first half. Mark Twain with the ball. Score is tied at 10, and Candace Dow broke that one up. Stays with Mark Twain. Mark Twain gets the ball in to Elizabeth Trower. Autumn Arndt now with it. And we have a foul called away from the ball. And that foul is on Anna Echternot. That's her second. And she comes out of the game. So Tyra Henderson throws it into Candace Dowell, and she brings it up the floor. Peyton Robinson back to Dowell. Dowell brings it around here to the near side, gets it over to Tyra Henderson. She goes up the baseline and is trapped underneath. Kylie Kinzer couldn't hold on to the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Mark Twain has the ball. 4:18 to go in the half, and the score is tied at 10. Three-point shot, no good, and Mark Twain with the rebound. Get the ball up, no good, and Mark Twain with the rebound. Broken up by Dowell, and now Tyra Henderson grabbed the ball, and she was fouled by number 33, Emily Evans. That's her first. And so Dowell brings it up, gives it over to Robinson. They get to Mackenzie Gladney. Three-point shot for Dowell, and it's good. Oh, no, they just gave her a two-pointer on that. All right, Mark Twain underneath all by herself. That was Emma Ross all by herself underneath. She couldn't get the shot to drop in, and she was fouled by Mackenzie Gladney. It's her first. So that puts Emma Ross on the line for two shots. First shot is up and no good. 3:21 to go in the first half. Elsberry ahead 12-10. Second shot is no good, and Tyra Henderson with the rebound. She gets it over to her sister Tanisha. What is the call here? Tanisha Henderson drove in, and she drew a foul. That foul is on number 24, Elizabeth Trower. That's her first. So Elsberry with the ball. It was a non-shooting foul. Right underneath to Tyra Henderson, and it bounced out. You just can't miss shots like that. Easy for me to say that being up here safe in the stands. And that pass right into Tanisha Henderson's hands. She gets it into Peyton Robinson. She puts it up and rolls around for a while, but it goes in. Four-point lead now for Elsberry. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Long pass over, back out to Arndt. A lot of long passes here for Mark Twain. Looking for somebody on the inside, and they're just not sending anybody in right now. Remember, there's going to be, a foul on the floor. Who do we have here? That foul is on Peyton Robinson. That's her second. She comes out of the game. Kylie Kinsler comes back in. Mark Twain gets the ball in now. And Elizabeth Trower brings it around, gives it to Arndt. And that's going to be an over-the-back foul on Mackenzie Gladney, I believe. Yes, it is. And that's her second. And with 17 fouls, if that puts, who do we have here? Emma Ross. That puts Emma Ross on the line for a 1-and-1. She's 0 for 2 tonight from the line. First shot is up, and it bounces in. Makes the score 14-11. Elsberry still 2 fouls away from getting their bonus. Second shot is up and bounces out. And Tyra Henderson gets that rebound. And Tanisha Henderson brings it up the floor. Kylie Kinsler with it, gets it to Tyra underneath, and it's good. Mark Twain with the ball on the outside. Arndt and Trower over to Ogle. Underneath, and Trower changed her mind. She was driving. Changed her mind. Back out on the perimeter to Arndt and Ogle. I will say one thing. Mark Twain is patient. They will wait until they get a play. They don't force anything. Underneath, Trower puts it up, and it's no good, and Tyra Henderson with the rebound. And now Tanisha Henderson has it. 3-point shot for Kinsler, and it's good. "13 seconds to go in the first half. 19-11 is the lead for Elsberry. Mark Twain with the ball, and 3-point shot is no good. And it goes out of bounds to Elsberry with 3 seconds even. And Mark Twain with a man-to-man defense here. Candace Dowell has it. She puts it up, and it's not even going to be close. But that is the end of the first half. The score 19-11 in favor of Elsberry. And let's go ahead and go over some of the scoring here for Elsberry. In the first half, we've got Tanisha Henderson with 2 points. Peyton Robinson with 2 points. Candace Dowell with 2 points. Kylie Kinzer with 7 points. And Tyra Henderson with 6 points. Playing right now is with 2 fouls is Peyton Robinson and Mackenzie Gladney. They have 2 fouls each, while Tyra Henderson, Kylie Kinsler, and Tanisha Henderson each have 1 foul. For Mark Twain, we have Emma Ross with 6 points. Mackenzie Ogle has 2. Autumn Arndt has 2. And Anna Echternaut has 1. From the free throw line, let's see, we have 1 free throw for Tyra Henderson, and that is it. And Emma Ross is 1 for 4 for Mark Twain. Elizabeth Trower is 0 for 2. And Anna Echternaut has 1 free throw. So, 8.5 minutes to go until the second half of this game starts. And the score is 19-11, Elsberry over Mark Twain. Let's listen to a few commercials.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We have numerous programs to help your wallet as well as save precious time. Save money with our RX Savings Club program, and you can save time with our medication synchronization program, where we fill your prescriptions at the same time each month. We also offer our medication adherence program to help you remember to take your medications on time as prescribed by your doctor. Better value, better service, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacy in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Elsberry Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that. But when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Okay, we are back. They're going to put a fresh 8 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start playing basketball again. Watch me as I change my H into a 3, and just magically, they're going to want to start the game. And as you can see, well, maybe you can see if this guy will sit down. The referee has the ball on the far side. Elsberry's going out on the floor. And there's Mark Twain getting ready to go out on the floor. And as they switch sides, Mark Twain will have the ball to start this second half. Score is 19-11. in favor of Elsberry. Mark Twain with the ball. And Ogle has the ball outside and gives it over to Emma Ross, who gives it to Trower. And that ball is knocked out of bounds by Tanisha Henderson and stays with Mark Twain. Looks like Elsberry's doing man-to-man defense now. They tried getting the ball in deep and it didn't work. But Mark Twain has the ball on the outside now. Keeping the ball farther. Peyton Robinson with the steal. And she's going to go in for a layup, and it's good. 21-11. Elsberry stretched out to a precarious 10-point lead. A lot of game left here tonight. Ogle with the ball, gives it over to Trower. Trower takes it up, puts up a shot, and no good. And that ball is off of Mark Twain and out of bounds. The second half has been, all the offense has been Mark Twain, except that they haven't scored any points, and Elsberry scored 2. Kinsler with a three-pointer, and it's good. That's her second three-pointer of the night. Ball knocked out of bounds on a pass inside. The ball was knocked out of bounds by Elsberry, and Mark Twain has the ball under their own basket. That pass in, knocked away by Elsberry, and now Tanisha Henderson has it to bring it up the floor. And she's being harassed. Ill-advised pass there from Robinson to Gladney, and Mark Twain takes over. No good on a three-point attempt, and Peyton Robinson could not grab a hold of it. She tried, but she couldn't grab a hold of it, and the ball stays with Mark Twain. Ball inbounded there. Another three-point attempt, no good. And that's going to be off of Mark Twain and to Elsberry. That was a little controversial call. All right, Mark Twain is starting to put a little bit of pressure on now. A little half-court, three-quarter court pressure. Across the line, Tyra Henderson underneath. Shot is no good, but she does draw the foul. That foul, I believe, is on number 30, and that is Anna Echternaut. And that's going to be her third foul. Early in the second half, Anna Echternaut has 3 fouls. Free throw by Tyra Henderson is good. Second shot. Going to be short. It bounces out. And rebound, no good. All right. Everybody shooting, everybody missing. Between Gladney and Kinsler, everybody was missing. But that foul is going to be on. I don't know who the foul is on, but that's okay. It's on number 10, Mackenzie Ogle. That's her first. First shot for Kinsler is good. Didn't get a chance to mention that Kinsler's on the line for 2 shots. All right, there was a lane violation. So that free throw wasn't going to count anyway, but they stopped it before she could even put it up. And Kylie jumped in there and broke up that pass. And now Dowell has the ball. Long pass up for Tyra Henderson, 2 points. Timeout, Mark Twain.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, 4:48 to go in the third quarter. It's been, as far as the scoring goes, it's been all Elsberry. Score is now 28-11. So Elsberry has scored 9 points, and Mark Twain hasn't scored anything this second half. And that's why they called a timeout, try to calm down just a little bit. See if they can regroup at all. But 4:48 to go in the third quarter, and Mark Twain has the ball. Autumn Arndt is bringing it up the floor. Right underneath to Mackenzie Ogle, and she's going to go to the line. And that foul is on Kylie Kinsler. It's her second. Bella Mozzie now in the game for Elsberry. Free throw is no good for Ogle. It's her first time at the line tonight. And Anna Echternot is back in the game playing with 3 fouls. Ogle for his second shot, and it is good. Candace Dowell brings the ball up the floor now. Peyton Robinson has it all across the court, all the way over to Dowell. And she was trapped. And Kylie Kinsler came to her rescue to get the ball. She dribbles back out to the point. Ball over to Jenkins now. Back out to Dowell on the point. Bella Mozzie looked at a 3, changed her mind. They get it in to Peyton Robinson, and she had it taken away from her by Ogle. (28-12) is the score, but I hope these girls don't feel comfortable with just a 16-point lead. Mark Twain can come back in a heartbeat. Underneath, and she traveled, though. Beautiful play for Mark Twain, but Anna Echternot traveled. They got the ball into her, and she took a couple of steps before she put the ball down. So, turnover to Elsberry, and Dowell brings it up the floor. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mozzie with the ball over to Jenkins, back to Dowell. It's the ball to Robinson, underneath to Kinsler. She puts it up for 2 points. And underneath, Emma Ross puts it up for 2 points. Hard fought in there between everybody, and referees just let them play. Emma Ross came out on top. Candace Dowell has a 3-point attempt, no good, and Mark Twain with the rebound, specifically Trower. And an offensive foul on number 10, I believe. Yep. Mackenzie Ogle. Usually offensive fouls are equal parts of offensive foul and equal parts of acting on the defensive player. So anyway, Tiny Henderson bringing it up the floor now. I got the camera ahead of her. She puts it underneath to Tyra Henderson, and she couldn't control it well enough to get up there. So they bring it back out. Dow loses the ball. She loses the ball to Emma Ross. She brings it up, and a foul is committed by Tyra Henderson. That's her second. 2 team fouls on each team. Oh, they said that foul was on. No, it was on Tyra Henderson. And another foul on Peyton Robinson. That's her third. And Jenkins with the rebound there. Ross couldn't get the shot to drop in. Tiny Henderson drove all the way in, was not fouled, and missed the shot. And Mark Twain just throws the ball away. It's just a lack of communication there. Robinson comes out of the game, and Kinsler comes back in. All right. Kinsler's back in, going to throw the ball into Tiny Henderson. 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tiny Henderson looks around. Tyra Henderson for 3, and it's no good. And Jenkins with the rebound. Kinsler gets it. Tiny Henderson underneath to Tyra again, and it's good for 2 more points. 32-14 is the score. Shot from underneath, no good. And it's gonna, ball goes out of bounds, and it's gonna stay with Mark Twain. That was Anna Echternaut trying to get the shot to drop in, and it wouldn't happen. Tiny Henderson sits down, and Mackenzie Gladney goes in. Tyra Henderson with the rebound from a long shot from Elizabeth Trower. Not sure what Tyra was thinking then, trying to get the ball to Mackenzie Gladney, I guess. But she threw it way over her head, and it's out of bounds. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mark Twain with the ball, and they're down by 18 points. And they have it out on the point now to Ogle. Over to Autumn Arndt. And Candace Dow steals it. Puts it up for 2 points. 14 seconds to go. Mark Twain with the ball again. 20-point lead for Elsberry. Kylie Kinsler steals that one. And it goes out of bounds with, she tries to get it over to Dow. And it goes out of bounds with 2.2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Mark Twain's ball. Long shot, no good. And that ends the third quarter. The score, Elsberry 34 and Mark Twain 14. That third quarter was basically all Elsberry for scoring. Mark Twain was only able to get 3 points in. So let's take a quick break.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, we are back. Final 8 minutes of this game unless they go to overtime. See what we have here. It's going to be Elsberry's ball to start this fourth quarter. Kylie Kinser's going to throw it in to Candace Dow. Ball was stolen at first by Mark Twain, and now Mackenzie Gladney underneath, and it comes in. That's Gladney's first 2 points of the night. Mark Twain's ball out on the perimeter. And they tried to get it in deep to Emma Ross, and it just went over everybody and out of bounds. Jenkins comes out, and Tiny Henderson comes in. Dowell's going to bring it up the floor. Tyra Henderson gets it over to Tiny Henderson. She puts it up, but the shot is blocked. And now we have Emma Ross. The pass was way ahead for her, and she had a fast break, but she couldn't quite catch up with the ball. That shot by Tiny was blocked. It was blocked by Ogle. Dowell with the ball now, and she's almost trapped. Now they get it back out to Tiny Henderson again. Get the camera moved out. Elsberry is in no hurry to do anything with the ball. They're trying to milk some of the time off the clock. Dowell has it now. Over to Gladney. Underneath. And, okay, it's out of bounds. Couple shots put up. Nobody could hit anything, but went out of bounds off of Mark Twain. It's going to remain with Elsberry. Kinsler has the ball out of bounds. Throws it in to Tanisha Henderson. Tyra Henderson from 15 feet out, and she has 2 points. And timeout taken by Mark Twain. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this ball game. Score is 38-14. Elsberry over Mark Twain, 24-point lead. And take a quick break here, see if we can get this in.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge.
All right, we weren't going to be able to get all that one in, so we'll just stop it right there. That was People's Bank. So Mark Twain with the ball. Still ball handling around out on the perimeter. Try to get it in deep. That was Emma Ross. Emma Ross put 2 shots up. Neither one of them would drop in, but she does draw the foul. See who this foul is on. It is on number 12, Kylie Kinsler. That's her 3rd foul for the night. So we got Ross on the line. She is 1 for 4. Make that 2 for 5. And Kinsler comes out of the game, and Robinson comes in. So trading 3 fouls for 3 fouls. 5:48 to go. Second shot is no good, and Tyra Henderson gets the rebound. And Dowell's going to bring it up. She gets it across the line. Ball is knocked out of bounds by Mark Twain. That is Ogle that knocked the ball out of bounds. And Tiny Henderson pulled her hands back so she didn't touch it. And Mark Twain is really guarding closely now. Peyton Robinson with the ball. She takes it into the lane, and she traveled. She slid her foot when she pulled the ball up. So Mark Twain's ball. 5:20 to go. 38-15 is the score. Right underneath, no good. And that foul is going to be on Mackenzie Gladney, and that is her third. So Elsberry has 3 girls out there with 3 fouls now. That puts Audrey, I'm sorry, it's Autumn Arndt on the line. No good. That's Autumn Arndt's first trip to the free throw tonight. And she is 0 for 1. Second shot is good. Tanisha Henderson with the ball. She gets it across the line, gives it over to Peyton Robinson, and she's lucky she didn't get called for travel there. Back to Peyton Robinson. She tried to shoot and couldn't do it. And now Tyra Henderson has the ball, and she is fouled by number 3, Emma Ross. That's her first foul of the night. And it was a non-shooting foul, so Elsberry gets it out of bounds. Peyton Robinson has it now. Gets it to Tyra Henderson. She drives in the line, takes a 10-foot shot, no good. And 25, Audrey Ross has the ball now for Mark Twain. And Tyra Henderson steals that ball away, gives it over to Tanisha Henderson, and she brings it across the line. Underneath to Peyton Robinson. She puts it up, no good. Mackenzie Gladney has it knocked out of her hands. And Mark Twain has the ball. Ogle has it now out on the high post. She's driving low, puts it up, and it's good. Another 2 points for Ogle. And Tiny Henderson, with 4 minutes to go, Tiny Henderson brings it up very slowly. Tyra Henderson back to Tiny Henderson. Over to Dowell, over to Robinson, in deep to Robinson, and she gets it back to Tyra. And they pass it over to Dowell. And now a foul against Dowell. That's going to be number 25. That is Audrey Ross. That's her first foul of the night. So ball out of bounds. Kylie Kinzer getting ready to throw it in. She gets it over to Dowell. Back out to Tiny Henderson. Over to Robinson. She puts the ball down, dribbles it, gets it back out to Tiny Henderson. Over to Dowell. They're just milking some time off the clock right now. They get it inside to Gladney, and that ball's knocked out of the air by Mark Twain. And timeout called by Mark Twain.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
All right. Should have had the camera over a little bit farther. You can see the cheerleaders a little better. Score 38-18, 20-point lead for Elsberry with 3:06 remaining in this ball game. 6 team fouls against Elsberry and 4 team fouls against Mark Twain. So the next foul committed by Elsberry will send Mark Twain to the line. Ball thrown in by Mark Twain. Zone defense for Elsberry. No big pressure. Mark Twain with the ball on the outside. Gives it over to Ogle. Back out to Trower. She puts up a 15-foot shot, and it's good. That's amazingly her first 2 points of the game. Kylie Kinsler with the ball. Knocked out of her hands. She tried to get it underneath to Peyton Robinson, and the ball's knocked out by Mark Twain, but it's going to stay with Elsberry. 2.5 minutes, 38-20. Get the ball into Tiny Henderson. And there's another three-pointer for Kylie Kinsler. That's her third of the night. 41-20. Mark Twain with the ball. They get it down underneath to Emma Ross. She puts it up, and it falls in. Dowell with the ball now. Back to Tiny Henderson. Kylie Kinsler gets it to Tiny Henderson again. Henderson up for 2, no good. And Mark Twain is coming down fast. They know they can't mess around. Ball knocked out by Kylie Kinsler, but it does stays with Mark Twain. Wholesale exchange now for Mark Twain as all of their starters come out. Minute 49 to go in this ball game. 41-22. 19-point lead. They get the ball into the ball was into Madison Waddell, and Tyra Henderson stole the ball right out of the air. And now Mark Twain steals the ball from Tyra. Okay, Mackenzie Gladney broke that one up. $1:25 to go in this game. And now Elsberry makes a wholesale exchange. Out there on the floor now we have Bella Mawsey, Addison Steele, Candace Dow, Alyssa Love, and Olivia Kinsler. And Dow steals that ball. She holds up right at the line, then gets it across. Bella Mawsey now with the ball. Gets it into Alyssa Love. She takes it back out to Candace Dowell. Less than a minute to go in this game. And ball stolen away by Mark Twain. Ball is shot up, no good, and Dowell brings it up the floor with 40 seconds to go. Addison Steele for 3. No good, and Mark Twain with the rebound, except that Bella Mawsey saves it. She pulled it out of the air. 23 seconds. Get the ball under to Olivia Kinsler, no good. And Candace Dowell dribbles it off of her foot, and it goes out of bounds. 14 seconds to go. Mark Twain with the ball. There's a long three-point shot there, no good. And it's out of bounds off of Elsberry. 0.4 seconds to go in this ball game. That shot was good, but it's not going to count. And Elsberry advances on with a 41-22 victory over Mark Twain Lady Tigers. That means, of course, we'll be back here Wednesday night now. And let me look to see what time we will be playing. Wednesday night, Elsberry is going to be playing Paris at 7:15. Like I said before, these are all win or go home. So 4 teams left standing is Paris, Elsberry, Clopton, and South Shelby. The Clopton-South Shelby game will be at 6 o'clock Wednesday night, and Paris-Elsberry will be at 7:15. At 7:15 on Wednesday night. So I will be back for those games. Now tomorrow night I'll be here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for the boys half. It'll be Elsberry versus Van Far. Number 2 Van Far versus number 7 Elsberry. That's tomorrow night. So at 4 o'clock, join me on YouTube for that. Go over a little bit of the scoring tonight. Tanisha Henderson ended the night with 2 points. Peyton Robinson with 4 points. Candace Dow with 4 points. Kylie Kinsler had 9, 10, 12, 14, 16 points, including 3 3-pointers. And Mackenzie Gladney had 2 points. Tyra Henderson had 2, 4, 6, 7. She had 13 points to end the night. So, once again, the combination of Kylie Kinsler and Tyra Henderson was your main scoring for Elsberry. On the Mark Twain side, Emma Ross looks like she had the highest scoring with 8, 10, 11 points. And Mackenzie Ogle had 5 points. Autumn Arndt had 3 points. Elizabeth Trower had 2 points. And Anna Echternaut had 1 point. And so the season ends for Mark Twain. And the season continues for Elsberry Lady Indians as they'll be taking on Paris. Who are they? They are the Lady Coyotes, I believe. And that's what we'll see at 7:15 Wednesday night. So, nothing else here to say. Kind of glad up here at Clopton they managed to get another Ethernet cord sent around here. So I've got full Ethernet here now. And so no more Wi-Fi problems, no more anything like that. We got full signal here. Or actually, it's not signal, it's wired in. So anyway, until tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock when I'll be bringing you the boys game, this is Kenny Masterson saying good night from Clopton High School. See you tomorrow night and Wednesday night.